Knock on Ablin's door.
Um, uh, yes, what is it?
Oh, just checking in, ma'am. Is there anything? I noticed poking around the various rooms. Was there anything interesting back there?
Um, uh, not too much. There's a scroll for a lot of blueprints for a lot of different houses, with like secret doors and stuff like that. I grabbed one.
Huh. Suppose that could be useful. Any other leads or deductions that you've come to, or well, also anything else that you need? Know that we've been kind of back and forth with this job, kind of everywhere.
You wouldn't have been. Well, sometimes you have a different insight on magic than I do. Here, come in here.
Oh, all right.
So she is sitting on the bed and has completely taken apart Kieran. Like, opened him up. And is currently holding this very strange looking kind of clockwork shaped heart that has bits of flesh kind of molded around it as well. It seems to be acting just a little bit odd. I was wondering, sometimes you just have a different insight. Does everything look right to you?
I don't think it looks different than normal. I mean, does it look different than normal?
No, it doesn't.
How has it been acting odd?
Well, normally I can send a message through Kieran or sometimes look through Kieran.
Right.
With because of my connection with him.
Like you helped me in that fight. Thank you, by the way.
Oh, of course, no problem. Need to keep you alive and around anyways. But I normally choose when I'm going to do so. But it did happen when I didn't choose, and then I was looking for Kieran.
Huh. That is very odd.
But nothing seems to be out of place.
I wonder. You think this has anything to do with that note that we got? Just sitting here with him open, that machine heart certainly looks to be, kind of what runs him.
Well, it's entirely different than the
Right, than the
of whatever.
superstition and such, yeah.
Right.
But what if it was more literal?
There's no way that they could possibly know anything about Kieran.
Well, maybe not. Where did you learn how to make him, though?
I invented him.
Well, surely you borrowed a little bit of this and a little bit of that. I mean, yeah, of course, he's entirely original in design, but as far as you were saying, my approach to magic and such, it all kind of builds. For example, the tales of the past is something that we current bards evolve and apply to new stories, but it's the same kind of patterns.
There may have been some insight from one other individual in the past, but this is mostly mine. I'm sure I'll figure it out.
Yes, I'm sure. It is quite odd, though. I'm not sure how I could help beyond that particular insight, though.
No, I doubted you would be able to, but I thought maybe.
Perhaps it would be worth looking into this one other person that you mentioned. See if, they recorded anything in their writings, I would assume. I don't know.
There's not much there, I imagine, anymore.
Hmm.
To be my past husband, and that to be the end of that conversation? Well, I'll see you in the morning,
Of
I
course.
suppose.
Do let me know if there is anything I can find for you, though. Should I take the blueprints and have the others look at them, or is that something you want to continue researching?
Beggar, you said I recognized the symbol of the house on it.
Yes.
Which house is it?
It's a larger merchant house. They don't particularly themselves have
Okay,
a seat on the council.
that's fine.
They are influential in ways that they are quite rich.
No, I doubt it has any relevance to anything that we're doing now.
Oh, very good.
But good to know either way. That likely if there's a building, then they probably have some blueprints for it.
True.
We're going to keep running into a lot of dead ends with the rate that we're going, though. Looking for
Yeah.
answers.
Unfortunately, and it seems like the others, which I agree with them, think we should probably head outside the city for a couple days. Just in case the Colas Guild does catch on to us. That was really not ideal the way that went down.
It could be explained off as a simple misunderstanding that went south. But probably best to just avoid it all around.
Right.
Lay low for a bit. I feel like it sounds like someone pulled out, may have transferred around things to pull our individual out of jail, and I'm not sure if that would just be the Lycan Guild themselves, based on the timing of it. We've gotten the message from them after all.
Perhaps.
So I'm not sure how far that lead will go, anyways, unless we go back to the guild.
Right.
And we're going to have a difficult time dealing with any cleansers outside of being able to offer them something in trade.
Well, hopefully the brewery job will help with that.
Right.
Well, alright. Have a good night, man.
In the meantime, Soleil is sitting in this room here with his sketchbook out and drawing something in there with a piece of coal. And all the time, in between, looking up to look at Sam and then looking back at his sketchbook. Saying
What
nothing.
sort of notes are you taking there?
Well, these are not notes. These are pictures, and I just turn it around and show Sam a picture of Sam.
Oh. She can just...
And I
hold up
turn back a page and show her a picture of our contact person that we met today. So he's just drawing
You're quite good.
things he's encountered. Oh well, thank you. It helps me remember some of the details of our investigation.
Speaking of that, I couldn't put my finger on it during the dinner, but I did recall something. You mentioned a Donacasta person, right?
Yes.
I remember hearing a rumor from one of the patients in the clinic that
Oh?
they were transferred to a prison in the upper district. It seems quite unusual, and it's usually saved for people in higher positions.
That is indeed weird, and that's exactly what the other person told us about too. So it seems like we're on the right track here. If we have two sources with the same information. Makes it even more believable.
That confirms it, at least.
Yeah. But the first, the upper district, I don't know if it's easy to get information there that easily.
Mm-hmm. Depends on who you know, like anything, I suppose.
Hmm. But also if someone might ask the wrong questions up there, I feel like that's... I mean, we pissed off the Callous Coalition, so can piss off some nobles too, right?
Well, the coalition, I would imagine, would pissing them off, so to speak, would be much less of a hassle than pissing off nobles, as they could do some very bad things to us, I suppose.
Well, depends on the noble, I guess.
I suppose. And
Abelin seems to be okay, a little bit distant maybe, but alright at least.
oh, that was the that must have been the woman that walked in with you, but didn't come to dinner.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Right.
She has some noble background. Maybe she knows some people up there. Maybe she can help with the problem and finding more information.
It's a good question to ask. But I think I might go rest in my, well, apparently my new quarters. So,
Yes, I should do that too now. And he closes his sketchbook and...
well, it was a lovely talk, Mr. The Knife. And
yeah, he just laughs a bit at that.
we'll take a stab at this in the morning.
Good night, Dr. Vela.
The puns.
You would run into me outside of your corner.
Yeah, okay. Oh, hello there, Red. Still up too?
Yeah, I'm trying to get better about asking people before I do that. I hope you took that as a good jest. I mean, I like talking about people's reputations, writing a little bit of this or that about them.
Oh, I think it's hilarious. I just don't want to end up
okay,
in the backstreet fighting.
Not at all my intent. No.
I so far everything was totally fine. It was funny. I liked it.
Good. I had just sprung it on Kara the other day, and I don't think she appreciated it quite as much. So I'm trying to remember to ask before I do that.
Do you think I should buy like a knife that I can put in between my teeth, so whenever you say something like that, I look more convincing?
That would make me so incredibly happy.
Okay. I guess we can find some somewhere, right? Some dagger or something
I would
similar.
assume so.
Okay.
Do you already have a verse about your team? I'll keep working on it.
Okay. And then let's call it a plan.
All right.
Hey, everyone takes their long rest.
Long rest.
Yeah, now we have to play that out. 8 hours of snoring.
Yeah, goodbye.
I mean, it is
Send
about that
YouTube
time,
videos.
isn't it, for some of us? I'm kidding.
Eh.
Sorry.
That's
Yes,
the
let's
joke.
just
That's fine.
continue this game in 8 hours while we
Yeah.
all sleep in real life.
For me, it's about noon right now. Okay. You wake the next day, and well, it is a day like many before. It's nothing particularly special. The rain that doused Polythreme the past few hours has somewhat subsided. There's still a slight drizzle happening, but that, of course, is far from Quartermains. At the area that is actually exposed to the open sky.
Reginald sat at the table for a moment.
They have a seat at the council, you know.
Still talking about that seat on the council, yeah. You know, the Archon and Archon, no.
The city with the cop.
Can we just all sit on the other side of the table and like make our own little circle to talk? Totally not rude.
Oh man.
Everyone just got to start snapping.
So what's the plan for today?
Oh, headed out to the train yard?
That's alright, I'd like to visit the border.
Of course.
Yeah.
Did you want us to come with you, or
Um,
up later?
I would just meet you up later. I don't think it shouldn't take me long.
Alright.
I would be meeting up though.
We're going
Well-
to go to the train yard, I believe.
Yeah.
So,
Look for the Dragonheart Brewery people.
Alright.
Yeah, for the person called Tuzba or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
So
See you
where was
around.
the train yard again? Was it
We'll get to it.
in the lower quarters, right? Somewhere
Yes.
around here?
It is this massive building. Oh wait.
Oh, there. That's called field office.
Let me change the thing. My God.
So rude.
Rude.
Why is it called the train yard?
I will murder you.
Didn't lie.
Alright, I leave to go to the order.
You head for the order hall.
Yeah.
Yes. Splitting the party.
Splitting the. Oh my god.
Like a good party.
Whoosh. Whoosh.
So you're going alone?
Yeah.
Let's meet
Yeah.
at the Venerable Swordsman then.
That's
So do you guys
further,
head-
that's the opposite direction for us.
Yeah. Do you guys head elsewhere as you split off, or
I thought we were going to the
are
train
you
yard in
just
the meantime.
going later? In the meantime,
We're-
okay.
Going to the train yard, yeah.
I
Well,
think
going towards the train yard will take you quite a bit longer.
Mm-hmm.
was gonna kind of stock up on a couple days of supplies from our kitchen.
So maybe heading through the marketplace or something.
Yeah, if we don't have enough in here, yeah. Just in case we do head out.
The
of city.
kitchen is relatively well stocked in terms of necessities, but
Carrots.
in terms of
Rations or
perishables
something.
like meat, there's not that much.
That's fine. We could probably maybe find meat. I'll just grab like 2 days of necessities.
Okay. You make your way, Catherine, towards the order hall, as usual. I'm just gonna not pull the map up for that.
Wow. My
I
word.
mean, okay, fine.
I'm kidding. It's fine.
No,
It's
no,
fine.
no, no. You said something, and now you can't go
No.
back. There you go. Blup. There's the order hall.
Whoa.
And it's raining
hope you're
again.
happy.
Yeah. Wow, look. There's walls and shit. I enter. Oh, whoops.
I end her.
Whoa. Stones away.
Boom, boom, boom.
Ah.
Shoot, shoot.
Wow.
Oops. God damn it. Yeah. You enter the order hall and it is quiet, more quiet than usual. You hear faint talking, but among the drizzle that is not yet fully subsided, slowly drumming on the roof, it's not easy to make out what they're saying.
Hmm. Well, I'll just head towards the talking.
Yeah, you lean in towards the kitchen and you see Rond in the kitchen talking currently with someone you've not seen before.
It's like, are all the doors open?
Yeah, pretty much.
I'll just, kinda pop my head in, wave, and I'll wait for a lull in their conversation or something.
Yeah, pretty much as you lean in, there's the talking somewhat subsides. And Rond nods in your direction. Catherine.
Well, hello, Rond. Would like to talk to either you or Terran when time permits.
I'll be with you in a minute. Just wait in the hall. Terran
Alright.
is currently not in Polythreme.
Oh. Alright. And I'll wait.
You hear another short exchange of words before Rond follows you into the Great Hall.
It is perhaps better that my brother isn't here. Have you found anything?
Yes. I will pull out the finder. Put it on the table. I found this. And it's a compass that's apparently attuned to a soul.
I think I've
But-
seen Isabel hold this before.
Hmm.
I'm assuming you found it among her possessions.
Yes. But, Reginald, having taken a look at it, says that it's perhaps not working because the soul is not on its plane, maybe? So I was wondering if you could perhaps pull some strings so that I could use the observatory in the mountains.
The observatory. An interesting request. And this observatory, it could tell us where the finder points. Is that it?
From what Reginald told me, it would let me see into other planes. So I'm wondering if I could use that to see the compass on different planes. I don't know. It's,
That is quite the string to be pulled, that is for sure. The observatory is one of the few great focuses left in the world. If it can help us in the investigation, then I will pull those strings.
Also, about Luncaster. It seems she... How do I put this? It seems like someone else might be interested in her. She was transferred to the upper city or something.
Transferred, as in her mission.
From the jail that she got sent to.
Jail.
There was what I understand, a fight. She was a part of it. Something about a boat being thrown.
I don't recall there being a jail in the upper district.
Maybe I understood it wrong. I don't know.
Well, it would make sense why we haven't heard from her in a while. And it is troubling that someone with that kind of pull would be interested in Luncaster. It is definitely worth following up on. Do you have anything more? You know particularly where or who, anything?
Not really. I believe her cover name was Kala. If we didn't already know that, maybe it was Kara. Either two.
Just on side note, it was Vala. Kara.
Vala.
Kara is someone else.
It was
No one
Vala.
any misunderstandings happening there.
Actually, you're looking for George?
Marla. That sounds like something Terran would think up.
Apparently part of a smuggling business. I don't know if that was part of what she was doing or not.
Well, Narrowing the search to the upper district gives us at least one advantage. It's not as big as any of the others. I can put in my word to get that observatory access. But if I ask around some prison in the meantime, may not go over so well. You'd have to choose.
I think I'll choose observatory.
Very well, I will take care of it. Keep in mind that it may be a day or two.
Alright.
The observatory, it will require a few people to be talked to.
Fair enough. Out of curiosity, who's the person in the kitchen?
Ah. Her. A hunter from old times. She's since split off from the order. Her name is Narshal.
Marshall. Can you type that, please?
A hunter? Maybe she needs a new profession with the other guys.
Alright. Well, I believe that was it. Thank you very much, Ron.
Any progress is worthwhile. Make sure you tell me anything else that comes up. Especially concerning Doncaster.
Will do. And I'll give him a little salute.
Yeah, he gets up and moves back to the kitchen. The
Alright,
others.
yeah.
At this point, you've basically just made it down to the lower district. And give me, please, a 1d20.
I believe in Kara.
What
Do
what
you
roll?
believe in magic? Just a 1d20.
D20.
Sure.
I'll go pee.
19!
No.
You make your way slowly towards the train yard that is far from the center. Since it is, at the edge of the city, it takes you quite a while. On the way, you sort of warily scan your surroundings, as you don't feel entirely comfortable being back in the lower this quickly. But as the lower is this huge, the chances of running into anyone causing trouble this early on seems unlikely. At some point, though, you do notice a young man standing on the corner of a street. He seems very nervous, and he's looking in all directions very quickly. He makes eye contact with you for a moment and then very quickly looks away. He seemingly seems to want to make sure that nobody's watching him.
Let's watch him from the shadows.
Do you do that?
Hey, you guys, you wanna go like one street further away and I just climb a roof and watch him a little bit? He
So we're
seems
going to
pretty
watch him?
he seems pretty suspicious.
It's probably just some sort of drop-off point, drug deal. It's the lower district. All sorts of things happen here.
Haven't we already gotten enough trouble down here?
And if you'd like to go look, I suppose there's no real harm. We could continue on. You could catch back up to us.
Yeah,
You double back?
let's do that. You just go ahead and I take a couple of minutes here.
The rest of you continue along the busy street, and Soleil, please give me a stealth check. DC is 15.
Oh boy. Oh god. 11.
Do you climb on the roof?
Yes.
You climb on the roof carefully and out of sight. But just as you lean over, you make direct eye contact. The young man immediately looks away and, trying to be casual almost, just continues walking along the street.
Okay, then I pretend to fix the roof.
you pretend to sort of fix the roof for a while. You've long lost sight of him. He vanished into the crowd.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna follow the others, I guess.
Yeah,
Mission failure.
we'll get him next time. Yeah, the rest of you, you arrive at the train yard. Where you arrive at sort of the end of the main street, the street splits off into multiple directions. One leading a smaller, sort of footway leading towards the actual train station, and a few other paths large enough to carry a few carts in width, going along a large number of warehouses.
Well,
Right. I suppose we should maybe ask around for anyone who would know this spa.
Sounds reasonable.
Despite this place being far from any residential district, mostly being warehouses, there are a lot of people here. A lot of people that seem uncomfortable, maybe new arrivals, some with sort of weathered clothes, some dirty. A lot of people looking very confused.
I guess this is worth asking. Is there any that would kind of stand out that have something that could be interpreted as a dragon and a heart kind of emblem?
Give
They're
me a
wearing-
perception roll.
$17.
You don't see anyone fitting that description. More so, all of these people seem to be, in the manner they're acting and looking around, new to Polythreme. Being this close to the train station, it's likely that all of these are new arrivals, maybe even refugees.
I mean, that is kind of who we're looking for, some refugees, right?
Well, you are looking for someone who at least has done business in Polythreme before,
True.
who has since lost their income.
Well, they said that they were in this area looking for work. So maybe see where you would go if you were looking for work.
At this point, Soleil catches up with you.
Hey guys, I'm back.
I see curiosity didn't kill the cat.
So many puns.
That was a good
I
one.
like you already, Doctor.
God damn it. That was a good one.
Actually, that's a good question. Doctor, you wouldn't know where people go to look for work in the train yards, would you?
Would I?
Give me a straight up intelligence roll.
Straight up intelligence. No, okay. That would be a 16.
You know exactly where that would be. Because there's a few people here that are looking exactly to exploit those who are desperate for work.
Mhm.
You know this exactly because once, long ago, you've fallen into a similar trap.
Mhm.
There are a few places close to where most of the people leaving the train yard head along the long warehouse district, where people in stalls usually, like vultures, try to recruit them for some cause or another, for some work that in the end turns out to be merely either thug work or something borderline criminal.
Alright.
But you know where those places are along the street.
Alright. Funny that you mention it. I do, actually. I quite a lot of experience with them. It's just then this way. Keep hands on your belongings and all that. It's well, you'll see. The whatever you do, do not accept whatever work they're offering. It's nowhere near as good as it sounds.
Good to know.
She starts leading them towards the stalls.
We head further along the street towards the train station, and you arrive at a place where a lot of people coming from the train station are gathered around stalls where people are handing out flyers and some even on the spot having people sign contracts. You approach the closest one, and as you sort of push through this relatively small crowd, none of them seem to be particularly pushing towards the stall. The very enthusiastic talking man sort of selling his applications turns towards you, and as he sees you, you know, somewhat more finely or professionally dressed, his smile fades a little. Yeah, you want? I'm kind of busy here right now.
Looking for someone you might have hired by the name of Tuspa. Used to run the Dragonheart Brewery.
And if I ever heard of someone like that, what would that be worth to you?
What would be worth
I'm not
to
here
have
because
us
I'm looking
not
to make
standing
friends.
here in front of your stall occupying time.
Got a lot of people to help and recruiting people. I don't know why you would be bothering me like this.
We could help by putting in a good word to these fine, able-bodied workers to
That is very true.
come to your establishment.
Okay. Now we're talking. How about you do me one better? That stall just across from mine. I get the feeling that the person behind it, you know, a person running it, they're probably not as good at heart as I am. They seem to be exploiting these poor people.
Of course.
Now, what would happen if that large box of flyers he had just ended up tipping over into that mud? I'm sure it would help a lot of people.
And all those people would come running here to your...
Of course, yes, here where they would get actual help. Good work for honest folk.
I have a feeling a stiff breeze will come rather soon. That may blow those flyers away. And I guess we'll slip away into the crowd and try and just subtly go over to the other stall and just bump into
I will
the...
start making a kind of distraction at the same time.
Maybe
Over by the
Kara
stall.
can play it drunk and just run against it. Kara doesn't even have to play it drunk.
Wow! Okay.
She has the most experience with that.
Kara is just like not even paying attention to you right now. It's just
Ignored.
Just far out near the train yards, you can actually see the open sky. There's not much to see currently. The sky is still this sort of cover of grayish clouds. But the slight drizzle is almost enjoyable.
Shall we roll a performance or a...
Well, what exactly are you doing as a group?
I'm distracting people while they go knock over a box, it sounds like.
Okay. I mean, how do you distract them?
Well, I've got a couple new bars of a new song I'm coming up with.
Okay, so you just go strumming along?
Yeah, start strumming
Okay.
along.
How exactly do you... The box is basically on the ground. It is open. You can see the flyers inside. The box is just underneath this small canopy that is stretched across the stall. It seems easy enough to tip over, but it's also looks quite heavy, so just a small bump probably wouldn't be enough.
Right, I'd like to slay, I suppose, the drunkard making a fool of themselves angle.
Both Brett and Sam, please give me a performance check.
Did you just say Brett?
I said Brett.
I
Why
understood
would I
Brett
say
too.
Brett?
I heard Brett too. So maybe it was an illusion.
16.
17.
Okay, yeah. All of a sudden, you just hear music. A few heads turn around, and just then, Sam just stumbles forward, pretending to be drunk. If you were to have watched her for a bit, it would seem obvious. But since attention is elsewhere, all you can really see of that commotion that happens is Sam stumbling, then holding on to the side of the box, pulling it basically over with her as she lands in the mud. The flyers covering her as they spill all over her and the ground. You hear a panicked uproar as the one handling the stall turns around and just, no, not the flyers.
Why did he leave me?
I paid good money for those. You can't just... If you're drunk, then go back to the tavern.
I'm sorry. I loved it.
It's
It's morning? Oh,
hours of work.
I'm really...
Well, can you repay me for this?
Excuse me, I really have to go. And she just darts away.
You hear curses muttered under his breath as you rush off, as he sort of leans down and he tries to at least like salvage some of them, but it's pretty much in vain, with the rain at the same time drizzling in from above. They're pretty much ruined.